I forgot to press the live button. Hello, hello, hello. I'm sitting up here just talking, talking, talking. And I'm like, how come my YouTube uh, one hasn't gone live yet? Let me see. Something must be wrong. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're all good. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Church Mouse. Hey, D Copper Live. Hey, Treasure Cash. And Renee, thank you for being here. Uh, Miss 313 Freedom Fighter, Jake Smith. I was asking, this isn't Jake from State Farm, is it? But thank you for being here. Hey, old lady swag, Ben Zone, a views of you, Angela T. White, Daniel Berry Sports and the Highlights. Hey, Dovey, good morning to you as well. Okay, I just want to thank you guys for coming out this morning and to spend a little time with me. Unfortunately, I did the whole little intro with my whole little dancing people, and you guys didn't see it because I hadn't pressed the second live button. There's two buttons you have to press to go live, so I thought I was live for a minute there. Okay, hey Angie, how you doing? Good morning, Truth and Reason. Um, Reverend Dr. Ronnie Q, girl. I had fun yesterday. I really did have fun, and I am so glad that I actually did not get struck with lightning for my church performance that I did yesterday. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a blessed morning. I know some of you guys are still in preparation for what you're going to be doing today. And if you guys can hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, you dancing away. Okay. So let's it's a lot of stuff going on today. I mean, this for today on the YouTube streets that I was watching. So we have the Jay Wilson saga, Jay Wilson Tracy saga. It seems like it's back on. It's going to be content for days with those two. So we have that. Did I say good morning, Dovey? Okay, good morning, Southern Girl. Great to see you. Thank you for coming out. Okay, so we have the thing with Jay Wilson and Tracy. So, hey, Voodoo. How you doing? Good morning to you as well. So, um, let's start with Jay Wilson first. So Jay Wilson kind of pissed Tracy off because he was talking about I always forget the Umarians. Yes, the Umarians. And he said that it's you women who like all these straight men over here anyway. And then Tracy says something to the effect, wrote something to the effect in this chat. Well, I don't see a problem with it. I like having them over here because the beef sector was getting kind of dead. And then Pastor Wilson comes out and, well, I know you like it because you done got you 2 dates off of him already. Now he's kind of mixing apples and oranges because Tracy didn't get any dates off of this recent batch of straight men who are, coming on the sector. But hey, there is still hope. They got Shakimi out here, they're slinging him to and fro like a rag doll. And then the NBK person, they have him out here allegedly, skipping out on his wife. Tracy may even get to tour his home. There's been rumors and allegations that he took his side piece to his actual house and had relations with her. All these things, I don't know anything about them. People are swearing these things happen, and he's swearing they're lying. So it's a lot going on with them. And unfortunately, I see it played out on several channels that I go to for content because I do content in the beef sector. So, I have to gather content. That's what we do. We gather. Hey T, how you doing? T Evans, how are you? Six, thank you for being here. Brick Girl Haley, thank you. Foot Soldiers, good morning. Okay, you said what? The real K Fit. The real K Fit. I have a couple of questions for you. You don't have to hit the link. You can answer them from. the chat if you want to. But I did not see the real K Fit. I heard about it, the real K Fit going on Nessa's channel and asking some pertinent questions. And yesterday I reviewed it and I found it. And we know that the real K Fit is, an intelligent, beautiful young woman. And the thing that struck me as odd was how this non-binary creature, really tried to play in her face. It was obvious that she was asking intelligent questions. And then I don't know if that's your first time. That's one of the things I want to know, K-Fit. Was that one of your first times having a conversation with a non-binary person? That's the first question I want to know, K-Fit. I have a couple of questions. Hey, Lita, good morning to you. I dropped the link if you want to hit the link, or you can just answer in the chat. Okay, let me see. Good morning, Blackberry. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Hey, Coco, how are you? Wait a minute. I'm going to hit the link. Okay, I'll wait for you to hit the link. So it was quite interesting how the real K Fit, um, women like the Sassy Show, the real K Fit, are treated by this creature. Okay, just one second. Let me put a banner up. Just one second.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I just watched that exchange that you had in talking about record deals and all of that stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
what struck me, of course, they were great questions. And what struck me odd was how at every juncture it was the what about ism? Well, maybe ism. Well, maybe he has this type of deal. Well, maybe he has that type of deal. Well, maybe he's going to be in the festival, or something to the like, to try to play you as if like you had to be wrong about the correct information you were giving. Is that your first encounter in talking with this non-binary person?
Actually, it was. He had mentioned a while back when he had an actual morning show at one time. Oh, who is shout out to the real K Fit? I never seen her before. Everybody was like, "Oh, binary, you're married." So I was like, "Okay, whatever." And I would like see him in passing, like in other chats. But that was my first time even having any sort of like real exchange with him, which that exchange told me everything I needed to know, telling me to stay in line and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, whatever.
And okay, what was your okay? My impression of it was, and I didn't even catch that one. My
Hmm.
impression of it was that he thought that it was like a mouse playing with a toy, because you were correct in the things you were saying, but he was trying to make it appear as if whatever you said that he had a counter for, which was ridiculous to me. I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong, but it also he also tried to play you like, oh, I love your picture and I love your avatar. Now everyone knows you're a beautiful young lady, but in comparison to how he turned around and he spoke to Brooke, did you notice that exchange he had with Brooke?
Listen, um, first of all, he tried to counter it with something, but see, here's the thing, I can also counter it with something. So it wasn't going to really fly with me, right? So I was just like, okay, I see what you're doing, but it's not going to work because just 24 hours later, or what is it, 48 hours later, Shakim, gave him the business, the very person he was trying to find a loophole or an excuse for as to why he said he was going on tour, right? Then how he was talking to Brooke.
Mhm.
Listen, let me tell you, she better than me. Because you're not gonna talk to me. Like, I just it's just weird, this whole like I want to be tough guy thing. It was just really weird to me. Like all of it was weird. Like it was just like, okay, I see where this is going. I listen, please, and got upset because Brooke said, no, you can't have her. She's ours. She's ours. You're not gonna have her. I was like, ew, okay.
Yeah, and the thing about it was that it just really shows that I was like, he doesn't even know he doesn't even know anything about the real K Fit. That's number
Mm-mm.
one. And number two is that the way in which he spoke to Brooke before he started going in on Brooke, it was like it was this whole shift in attitude, like, look, chick, you know I can disrespect you, so you better,
Right.
back up off of me. That's the type of attitude that I'm talking about. And then he really showed what type of character he really is. He went from uh sunlight and rainbows and puffy clouds to real demonic with her. And it was like real. And Brooke, she was doing her best to be K Fit Junior up there and ask questions, but I noticed a difference in how he treats women, because he thinks that he has some type of leverage over women. And he really has a disdain for a large amount of women in this sector. I believe he views the beef sector as all slower women, all people who don't catch on, people who don't see these
Mm-hmm.
obvious things that they're doing out here in broad daylight, because they're not called on these things. And I was really glad that you called them on these things. Now, in the future, okay, so he it was you're kind of like a sassy to him. He has
I think
he
so. Yes.
mhm.
Mm-hmm. 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 I
And
agree.
and there's nothing wrong with that. But we
No.
saw how he honed in on Sassy. His first encounter with Sassy, the first thing he did was, "Oh, she's coming on Sunday. I've already subscribed to her page. I can't wait." He is so thirsty. And this is a married man who is trying to make what type of impression on certain women in the beef sector. It is kind of funny. The fact that he can disrespect people, women who are actually content creators, who are out here making content. Not saying that the subscriber is less or less informed by any means, but it seems like he tries to put people in certain categories. And I really, really don't like that. If you have a beef about something someone says, I get it, but the elitism of him is just really sickening, when he has never said anything smart or intelligent or elitist to have this type of attitude, in my opinion.
And I don't know if you caught it that I called it out when Big Rig got up on the panel, and was pretty much echoing exactly what I was saying. And his attitude was so different how he responded. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, kind of. And I literally just said the same thing. I said, but I guess because it's a man, you're going to respond differently.
Hmm. Right,
And it
right,
was
right.
just,
So
it
it's
became disgusting. Like, Ness, keep her in line. Why aren't you asking Ness these questions? And I said to him, because Ness is not the one that is being interviewed. This is her panel. NBK is in the chaos. NBK, your homie, is the one that is in the news right now. So we're asking him the questions.
And it got to the point where it was like, well, why are you even asking questions? Because this is the topic of discussion. And he didn't, he
Right.
wasn't ready for you. And I really, really enjoyed that. So I just was curious as if this was your first encounter or conversation with him. So I really thank you for letting me know. Is there anything else that I may have missed? Let me make sure.
Um,
Okay.
with that, like, no, he was
Oh,
just,
oh,
oh, okay.
go ahead. Go ahead. He was just what? He
he,
was just what?
he went in defense mode of his friend, and then his friend flipped on it. Like, when we were talking about it, he was trying to make loopholes, but then now Shakim flat out cussed him out yesterday on ODS's panel. I mean, cussed him out.
Oh,
And then they were jockeying for Lemon, after Talent gave Lemon a really good idea. He was like, do a 24-hour like marathon type of thing and let people like make like I forgot, I can't think of the word right off the top of my head, but kind of like how those when you're raising money for stuff and people are, bidding like $25, they're committing this type of money or whatever, kind of do that to kind of keep
a
them going,
auction?
I'm guessing. um and
Mm-hmm.
so then non-binary, as you call him, was like, oh, I'll pay Lemon $100 or something like that, and then or ODS $100. ODS said, I ain't about to be on 24 hours for nobody, like not online. And so then Shakim was like, I'll double whatever he wants to give you or whatever, because the argument was he did not have the conversation with Shakim. Shakim did not know that he was not going to be a part of the morning show.
Right. Now,
So
he acted as, yeah, that was another thing, because he acted as if this morning show is still coming back in June with Shakim. And then somebody pointed out, well, if you were Instagramming him, how come you just didn't let him know? He finally gave it up that no, he had decided against Shakim. So here's one more thing that I want to talk to you about. You were talking to the non-binary person up there about NBK, because MBK wasn't on the panel. But then MBK hit the panel again, and as Brooke interjected with one question, and it went left, and then you notice how the non-binary person just snuck off the panel and just
yes,
left the panel, didn't say
yes,
goodbye, didn't say anything. He snuck away. So this thing about this is a good point that you had about Shakimi says that his audience range that he's trying, his demo is between the ages of 12 and 29, and how that demo 12-year-olds and 29-year-olds
Ronnie, I can no longer hear you. Can you guys hear me? Good morning, everyone coming in. I think Ronnie is just having a few technical issues right this second. I think it's her sound. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button, share, subscribe. She's having a few technical issues. Good morning, everybody. Come in. Hi, is the view. Hi, Benz. Hi, Voodoo. Good morning, Miss Jones. Hi, Hood Scriptures. Good morning, Miss Rhonda. Yes, 12 years old is too young. He said that his demographic was 12 to 29, um, which is not even realistic, to be honest. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss Blackberry. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Miss Sandra, Miss 313, good morning. Hi, Voodoo. Hi, Cocoa. Good morning, youngest. I'm just holding it down till she gets back. Yes. So basically, what we were saying, um, and I'm just going to fill in until Ronnie gets back. She, we were talking about when Shakemi, as Ronnie likes to call him, I like to call him Sharul. Um, he was saying that his demographic target audience, target market was 12 to 29. And my rebuttal to that or response was, how could that be? Because a 12-year-old has nothing in common with a 29-year-old. There you go. Okay, there she is.
Now my internet blinked out on me. But were you
Okay.
did you hear my whole question about this 8-year-old
It
up
it
on
stopped right at when you said he said his demo is 12 to 29, and then we couldn't hear you anymore.
Okay, so thank you for holding it down for me,
No
K-Fed. You're
worries. No worries.
such a professional, unlike my internet this morning. But he then went on to say that record companies, even though they say that their demographic is for adults, that come on, they're aiming for your kids. They're aiming for your kids, but no, I know what they say. Everything is aiming for your kids, but as a parent, you are responsible for, knowing what your kid is listening to, indulging in, is soaking into their cells, brain cells. And then he turned around and said, my 8-year-old is even up on that Kendrick Lamar Drake battle. And he tells me different things that I've missed in that. He's all engulfed in that. And how does that make you feel as a parent of a child, knowing what these men are talking about in their lyrics, the things that they are saying? There are even allegations of underage relationships going on in this battle. And for this grown man who says he has a doctorate, who always wants to lead with his doctorate, to say that he's letting his 8-year-old child indulge in this, and he's very aware that the music industry is aiming for our young children. What did you think about that?
Well, first of all, they don't aim for it. They make the TikTok dances and things like that is what, they want it to go viral. But they're not, they're not making story time, bedtime books, for them to sit and read the lyrics to their kids, right? That's not it. And I'm just looking at him like, okay, maybe that's what you're okay with. But I know when I was growing up, um, at a young age, my mom was not allowing me to really listen to Little Kim. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, well, I yeah, and my child won't be listening to that stuff because some things are not age appropriate, right?
Right.
And they don't, their minds are not, they're not mature enough. This is what I'm trying to say. They are not mature enough to understand and to fully comprehend the context of what they are saying. And as a parent, you then have to explain to them what this is that they are saying, because it is a lot of sexual innuendos. It is a lot of like inappropriate things for a minor. The
Yeah,
maturity level is just not there. This is why, the smoking age is 18, and alcohol is 21 and up, because kids are not mature enough to consume certain things.
I know. And that is my exact point, because it was a attitude of, I'm giving up my child for this. I am saying that the industry is aiming for my child. So me as a parent is helpless and hapless as to not turn my child over to an industry, or music, or any type of stimulus that is inappropriate for them. That struck me odd for an educated person to say about their 8-year-old child. He was trying to preface it as if parents don't have any choice or decision making into what their child absorbs. Is my point. That really
Correct.
surprised me. Yeah, that
Correct.
part of
No,
it.
me too. Like, it's like, okay, but as a parent, this is why movies have PG-13 on it, because it's saying parental guidance, because they're letting them know, hey, this is all that will be in this movie. Are you going to you need to check this out before you're okaying your child to see this. Why we have rated R movies, because it is telling us what is, what is in it, so to speak.
Yeah,
Like, I was just
exactly.
like, okay, that fell flat, you know what I mean? Like, that fell real flat to me. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and it's like that. It's like that type of stuff that he throws out as if people don't realize the things that he's saying. Instead of having any type of alternatives or any type of remedies and saying, like, I feel that, they're aiming for our children. So we have to, counteract it by this. He counteracted it as if we have no choice but to give our children over to these ills that in society that are inappropriate for them. So that was one of my points. And anything else you want to say about that?
No, I agree with you. As a parent, you've got to guide them, and you have to know what your child is ready for. You know what I mean? You can't give them too much too soon. A child should always be a child as long as possible. Their innocence is so important, because we're seeing what's happening now. Children are losing their innocence, and they're trying to be grown too fast. And then that develops so many other problems. They're exposed to too much too soon. And I, quite honest, I'm happy that I wasn't exposed to too much too soon. And some people may think, oh, that's a sheltered life. No, it's not. It's called being what's appropriate for a kid's age.
I'm sorry, I'm just talking about the daggone mute button.
I
Yeah,
figured.
so
I said she's probably on mute.
oh my god. Okay, so I definitely agree with a lot of that stuff you're saying. And you know, when we have to have men in the sector, and to see that the only thing that they find important is when they get busted in a lie to say, "Oh, I was trolling. I was trolling." It just gives me absolutely nothing. I thank you for coming up and having this discussion with me, because
Absolutely.
I thought that was a good discussion you had with him.
Absolutely. And I'm so sick of this trolling excuse. Like, I'm so sick of this. Oh, I'm trolling. I'm trolling. Like, no. Like, I'm so sick of people hiding underneath that trolling blanket. Like, I am. Like, ugh, it's driving me insane. It really is.
Yeah, yeah. And if you have something to offer to the sector, like, I don't need to offer anything to you. All I have to say is, "Oh, I'm trolling," and any lie that I said, you're supposed to be like, "Oh, he was just kidding. Oh, they were just kidding." So thank you for coming up. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you. All
Thank you for
right,
having me up anytime.
all right. Yeah, so that was K Fit. She had an interesting conversation with him. Hey, yeah, yeah. Um, who else? Don Player, you Don Play, y'all bitches. Okay, bye bye. Your mama's the bitch. Okay. All right. Let me see. Uh, Miss Cav H. Is it Keeve? Miss Kiva. Is it Keeve H? Okay, Miss Cav H. Okay. Let me see. Uh oh. Millennials are asking Gen X how we did it. Child, it is a mess. It is a whole mess out here. Okay, unfortunately, we don't speak of marriage and parenting today as dysfunctional as many families were or are. My daddy was always and still is here in my life, 85 years old. That is really great. Yeah, that is great to see. People put things out here for public consumption, and they don't think that we have enough critical thinking skills to be like, hey, you're saying some real crazy stuff out here. Like, are you serious? You're raising a child like this. Are you serious? Okay, so these are some of the things that you have to. I do pay attention to, and it just struck me as odd when I was listening to that conversation, and it was so refreshing that that K Fit was up there having that discussion with him, not your mama early this morning. That was a real insulting name, and I think that they were trying to sneak in here. Sometimes people come in with a real disgusting name or a good morning cruiser, a real disgusting avatar, and try to sneak it in on you. I was just thinking like, no, I'm not gonna have anybody with that name, talking about all y'all bitches or something, whatever it was. I'm not, no. So let me see. Yaya said, it's a totally different world now and it's scary. It really is. Oh, yeah, because you just can't I just can't let things slip by. The abnormal become normal. I mean, if we are quiet and we act like we don't see certain things, the abnormal tends to become normal. And I'm not going to normalize that. I thought that that was an odd conversation, and I'm not accepting that as normal. So I don't think that people in the beef sector should be talked to as these types of abnormal behaviors in parenting are normal. And is that what they think about beef sector parents? Like, all of the parents are out here letting their children indulge in inappropriate things for themselves. That's what I want to know. So let me go on. I want to talk about. I think I can talk about Jay Wilson now. So Jay Wilson. Oh, let me end my poll. Okay. Okay. So the poll is. One second. Let me pin my link. If anybody want to come up, you're more than welcome. The poll is: did you hit the like button? 70% said yes. Oops, I'm on my way. 15%. No, I'm just hate watching. 13%. Of 175 viewers, thank you all for taking the survey. I appreciate you, even the ones who are hate watching, because your view counts just as much. Thank you very much. Okay, hey, Miss Toby. I saw Miss T Velocity, a view is a view. Thank you for being here. Rhonda Blouser, thank you for being here. Now, let's do a little short one on Miss T Velocity. But Miss T Velocity was cutting up yesterday. Did you guys see Miss T Velocity cutting up? I didn't see. I hear Miss T Velocity reference briefly the one time she had to go in on someone. Sounds like I didn't witness it, but Miss T Velocity says, I don't try to do too much, but there was one time, I got a little haywire, this is my word, out here. And I just don't like to go that route. And I thought we was gonna see Miss T Velocity go haywire. And of course, who was the catalyst of the BS? That made her go live a second time, of course, none other than Jay Dunn. Now, Miss T Velocity had shown so many graces to Jay Dunn, but Jay Dunn insists on being a wild hair, like a wild hair growing up underneath your skin to T Velocity. And I don't understand that. So Miss T Velocity had an instance where she saw a post and someone said that this person is like a don't quote me, a rabid dog. And Miss T Velocity questioned that post, like, why would they say something like that to me? And Miss T Velocity pretty much said that, well, if somebody is saying that about me, that I'm not going to then feel like we can have a conversation because they went from zero. I didn't know anything was like that between us, all the way to calling me an animal. So I'm just going to respect that, not respect it, but I'm just going to accept what they are saying, how they feel, and I'm not going to try to have a conversation with them. And then that person hit the link and said, "Oh no, I wasn't talking about you." I forget who it was, BB somebody. I don't want to say the wrong BB. It was BB somebody, and she said, "Oh no, I wasn't talking about you. It's a mistake. We were talking about what's her name? T Sister T. I was talking about Sister T. So T Velocity was like, okay, fine, okay, I get it. When I saw that, it said uh, Ms. T, which means Miss T Velocity. So they shut it down, and that was it. And then who goes live? None other than, Miss T Velocity is sitting over there with egg on her face behind this, that, and what's not, and none other than Jay Dunn, who Miss T Velocity has shown all the patience, grace, and tolerance she could until she could not do it anymore. It's one thing that you extend your hand, you try to be a human being to someone who keeps on pushing unacceptable boundaries further and further. And I think I this is me saying, I think that the final straw was when this is my thinking, was when Jay Dunn went out and called her sister a bag of bitches. That's just my thinking, that Jay Dunn had really done, the final straw. And Miss T Velocity has her blocked from her channel. And so now Jay Dunn is talking about how much egg Miss T Velocity has on her face. And Miss T Velocity had already straightened it out with the person who wrote it, who said that it didn't mean her. But then so Miss T Velocity comes alive to, like, let's make sure we have this clear, because she knew that people were over there listening to Jay Dunn's rendition of it. So T Velocity went live again to say, "Hey, let's be clear about this. I thought this, it wasn't it. This lady hit the link, said it wasn't it, and that's it, and that's all." But while she's live, the person whose channel it was went live and said, "No, it is Miss T Velocity who I was talking about. I wasn't talking about Sister T." So I don't know exactly where that is right now. Uh, it was a real strange day in the dynamic of that going on. Now, the person who agreed and called Miss T Velocity an animal, I did not hear anything else from her. She was commenting on a post on a community wall. So the person who owns the page, who wrote the post, came back and said, "No, I wasn't talking about Sister T. I was talking about Miss T Velocity. I didn't listen to the live. Miss T Velocity listened to portions of the live to hear her clarify that no, I was talking about you." But as far as I know, the BB chick says that she was not talking about Miss T Velocity. So I think there is some more to come. Too much grace. Yes, too much grace. So I don't know exactly if they got that all cleared up or squared away, but that's pretty much where I remember that being left off at. So, hey, where's me? How you doing? Hey, Queen Diva, I didn't see you. Hey, YouTube camera. YouTube camera was over the. Oh, listen, I even forgot to put this in my notes. YouTube camera was over there. Okay, that's what I love about her. She means what she says and says what she means, Miss T. Okay, camera was over at Nessus, and I said that I was gonna red ball it back because I had missed most of the argument. But Ness brought up the story about, what is his name? DG and YouTube cameras, and something to the effect of uh, photos were released or photos were not released. She wanted to talk about YouTube cameras because YouTube cameras kind of went in on Joanna. and then of course I get I get some understanding that allegedly it was Joanna who hit the panel, who started running her mouth and talking about she knew something that YouTube camera said was categorically not true. So I missed their argument on Ness's channel. And of course, YouTube cameras, I don't believe she was actually in there when Ness brought up the subject, but Joanna was. So who hits the panel? But Joanna talking about, I said this, and and it's because that, and X, Y, and Z, and AB squared equal 14, and 9 minus 17 equals 1, and all, just talking, 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 talking. And then the next thing I know, I had my wireless headphones in, and I had let the dogs out, and I thought that they were just going to go in the yard. But then sometimes they'd be like, "No, we want to go across the street." And then when I walk across the street, I lose my sound. So by the time I got back in, they had they were finished with their argument. So YouTube cameras, the link is pinned. Can you tell me exactly what was your contention with Joanna? Because I missed it. Hey, Very Carrie. I don't want to know about the whole story. You don't have to go into the whole thing, but I just want to know what your contention was with Joanna, if you choose or if you're available to kind of, hey, Queen Before You, that's who post it was, Queen Before You, that this BB person was commenting on. I did not thank you for being here. I covered this T Velocity thing. You're more than welcome to hit the link as well, because I am unclear about some things about your post and the back and forth. And is it T Velocity you were speaking of? Do you know T Velocity? What is going on with the T Velocity issue? YouTube cameras and what is her name again? I'm sorry. The Queen Before You reacts. Either one of you guys can hit the link if you want to. So YouTube cameras was not happy with Joanna, and they went into it on Ness's panel yesterday. Please support the wheelchair fund. $ Ronnie Q. You missed it too? Yeah, I just really want to know what Joanna said that was wrong. I don't see YouTube camera. She's not hitting the link. Okay, so maybe we'll find out. Maybe she's gonna do a live on it. But yeah, they got into it. YouTube cameras, are you available? I know some people are not in a position where they can hit the link at all times. So, okay, no, because I've explained it in my live already. So it's no need to repeat myself. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so Wanda, let me scroll back. Let me scroll back a little bit. Let me scroll back a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I don't have any clarity on that at all. This, yes, but disclaimer: I haven't had coffee. That's okay. You don't have to have coffee. I am still waiting on mine to finish brewing. You're more than welcome to hit the link. So, yeah, you can go over to Miss T Velocity page. Mods, can you drop the link to T Velocity page, and you guys can hear her lives from yesterday? I would greatly appreciate it. Joanna is always causing trouble. I had to make like two videos about Joanna. Once again, coming up there, saying that I said or did something that I never said or did. And then I played the whole recordings of everything that Joanna said I said or did never happening. And then she continued to say that I said and did things that never happened. So I am clear on Joanna YouTube cameras. Trust and believe you, I have had my experiences with Joanna, standing in things that are categorically not true. So that's what I'm just really interested in what's going on what exactly she said about you guys. Umar Johnson's boys bathhouse manager, YouTube cameras could get it. Not in the bathhouse, I hope. I hope you take her to somewhere nice, on a nice little staycation or something like that. Not in the bathhouse. I don't know where YouTube cameras is. She hasn't had her coffee. Maybe she's trying to get her coffee. But I'm confused as to why not fuss other folks that were talking about it. Uh, that's not clear, Pam. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to convey, but can you rewrite it so I can understand you? Okay, let me get a banner up. Just 1 second, YouTube cameras. Good morning, YouTube cameras. How are you?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's cracking a little bit. Continue talking and let me see.
Okay, yeah, because I'm on this device. Yeah, so I have gone off on Joanna. I did tell this story on my live. I did have to post what Joanna said in the chat when this happened initially. I posted it on my wall because she kept going round and round and doing a tour and lying. So I went back to Bree's live and took a screenshot of the lie and new narrative that she formed and told in the chat, right? And after I cussed Joanna out during my live, I went about my business only to find out that Joanna was still talking about this from chat to chat. And last night, I was not even present when it was being discussed. Somebody came and got me where I was modding and told me to come over there, right? At Nessus last night.
Hmm.
And I did not get a chance to red ball it back. However, I looked in the chat and what do I see? Joanna with a whole new narrative, different than what she told before. Now she was on the panel and now she was saying that there were like 20 of my mods or something. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm laughing because it was so ridiculous and delusional. She said that there were 20 of my mods, and why did I pick her, and all of this stuff. And it was like more lies, right? So I told Ness why I was mad with her. And before I could even talk, Ness was trying to argue. People were trying to reason with her. I read the chat. The chat was telling her that she had lied before. But last night she kept on lying and adding more narratives and adding stuff that wasn't there. Now, how the heck were there 20 of my mods in Brianna's chat of 700 and something people, right?
Right.
She she just made up all these lies, said 20. Why did I pick her out of the 700 people? So this made me furious. Like, I already realized that this lady like does not even understand herself talking, right? Because I did a live and explained why I was upset with her. Then on top of that, I posted a receipt of her lie
Right.
highlighted, right, only for her to continue talking and creating more lies.
I understand YouTube cameras. I had done a couple of weeks ago. I had to do a whole video and replay back all of these things that she said. Ronnie Q did this and Ronnie Q said that. None of these things happened. None of these things happened. And then she had gone on a whole panel tour, hitting everybody's link, saying you did this, Ronnie Q did this, Ronnie Q did that. Then when I came and did a live and said she was lying. And she was still out there saying the same lies. And then I came and played the video back because I was on a panel and she said I did all these things on a
Mhm.
panel. No less. And I played it back, and then she was still going out saying that I had done these things. I understand what you deal with when you deal with Joanna. Now, I don't even know the story behind it. I'm just gonna. You don't have to say anything about this story. Okay. The only thing that I've heard about the story is about a personal. male female relationship. There may or may not have been somebody who uh exposed more than they should have with an intimate relationship. That's all that I know. Not you, but that's all I know.
She said not you.
let's, let's be clear, it wasn't you. But that's
And
all I
then
know about the
Joanna
situation. So go ahead.
and Joanna told it all wrong. And then Joanna was accusing this person of being the person who released it. And then with her new narrative, she was now adding more stuff and saying, oh, and then she added that I was showing stilts with, like, she now remembered chairs or something in the background and stuff. And I'm just like, this lady is really delusional. Like, because now there are pictures and stills that I was releasing. I mean, like, the story was just, it was just crazy.
Yeah. So I understand your woes. So yeah, so do you still you privated that video that you cursed her out in initially, didn't you?
It might be a members only. I might have to make it public again.
Yeah, because I was unable to watch it, so I didn't know. I knew it was something that I was unable to watch the initial video, and then I missed the argument yesterday. So you may want to, I don't know, you might want to make it public, so that
Yeah,
people can drop YouTube cameras link in the chat, and maybe she'll make that video public. What her initial argument with Joanna was, and then you can go over to Nessa's. If somebody can drop Nessa's link in the chat from last night, and you might want to fast forward it. I'm telling you, that was like the best action in Nessa's video yesterday. You may want to fast forward it to see if Joanna had remained the same um in her
she
right
did.
nation, being all wrong. Now, on a serious note, we're not
Mhm.
doctors. Do we think that Joanna is just a troublemaker, or do we think that Joanna may be having some other issues that lead her to just babble on, to talk over people, to not hear other people? Or do we just think that this is who she is, and we're seeing who she is, and she'll just, try to sully people's names and reputations if that she feels that you have a name and reputation that you give a shit about?
I think she's a troublemaker because I used to defend her, and when she had the health issue, I used to defend her and say, people give her a chance. I've gone on panels and, told people to leave her alone once or twice. I defended her like outside of, a panel, right? Because she had done the same to people. So I believe that before then she was also being um, called a liar and messy. It may have gotten worse, but I think she's just a troublemaker and a liar.
Yeah, and and I'm like swayed between the two, and I'm just like, I can give people who are sick mercy. I hate to sound like I'm beating up on a sick person. See, that's the only reason I answer, because I mean I ask that because at this point the things that Joanna do are just like really foul and out of bounds. And the thing that I noticed about it is that she does these things, and it's like she tries to really sully people's reputation who do not have a reputation of being liars. And then she comes out and calls you a liar in lying on you to say that you're a liar. These people who admittedly say that they're lying, and when they get caught in their lies are unrepentant about it, she has no trouble with these people. She makes up nothing about them. She's all, oh, okay, oh, okay, with these people. But it's like the people who have a reputation of, trying to get the facts straight. When I listen to you, I always hear you say, make your disclaimers when you're telling a story and you don't know exactly the words that were used, because sometimes things can get messed up. And when you're retelling a story and you be like, and he said black and blue, and somebody be like, he didn't say black and blue, he said red and white, and they'll make a bone of contention about those little small things. But I see you being careful in the retelling of your story. So this is one of the things that I don't know any, like I'm giving a
Yeah,
disclaimer. The ins and outs of this exact situation, I am not up on, because I don't feel the need to be up on things like that. I like, why? I don't need to be up on the intimate details of things like that. That's just my personal thing. It's out there, and you have the right to say exactly what it is, of course. But Joanna is just like too
she's
invested.
crazy.
Yeah,
Too
she's crazy.
invested, loud and wrong. Because even at some point, I'm like, listen, I can't talk to this lady because she wants me to keep going back and forth with her as she makes up more lies. As soon as I left, she had already started playing victim, and she started repeating the same thing. But now it was to like a different scenario. If you go back and watch Ness, to which Ness was just like just out of her mind, like, Joanna, how could you just finished doing this, right? I mean, it was bizarre. It really showed me, because being somebody that used to like defend and say, give her grace, because she has health problem. Then when she now did it to me, and she was my mom, and then it just like all the lies, and every time she tells the story, she adds more stuff. That's how I can say that I know she like this lady has problems.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. So Benzone says she's a member, but she believes that you should make it public, get to get your views on it and to get your thoughts out, without being, because it's hard to get your point across when you have somebody constantly interrupting you and talking all over you. So
Yeah,
you were able to make your clear point on your page, uh and if you want to release it,
I just
uh
did. Yeah, I made it
okay,
public.
okay, yeah, I think that you should be clear and have your side out, because I hate to, I've experienced that, and I hate to hear that happen to someone else. And Miss Keeve said, y'all have to understand that the majority of these people around us have some mental illness. Plus, drinking on top of that makes it even worse. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I just wanted to. Okay, so they've dropped YouTube camera's link in the chat, and she just
Thank you.
re-released that video. Do you have a title of that video?
I believe, let me see. Hold on, let me see. Let me look at it. I think it's called, I don't know, something. Oh, Two-Face asked, Joanna hit the link.
Joanna hit the link. Yes. So it
Two-Face
has
asked
Joanna hit the
Joanna
link
hit
in the
the
title.
link. Yeah.
You say toothless?
Not
Did you
Toothless.
say what?
I said
What?
Two-Face. No, I
Oh,
said
Two
Two-Face.
Face.
Yeah, I
Two
said Two-Face.
Two Face as Joanna hit the link is the name of that video, and then you can go to Nessa's video from last night to hear Joanna.
You
Just
can see me.
I Yeah, I'm gonna have to go hear both of them because yours was locked down, and I missed Nessa's. My dogs make me sick sometimes. I mean, how dare you? Just pee in the close yard. Don't make me take you across the street. My headphones don't have that type of clearance. All right, YouTube
Uh,
camera. Thank you for
all
coming
right,
up.
thanks.
All
Okay.
right,
Thanks,
bye bye.
Ronnie. Bye.
All right. Yeah, so I'm just trying to lead you guys to some good content over here. Good morning, Fifi. Good morning, something to say. If it's made public, then what's the use of having secret groups? If it's made public, what's the use of having secret groups? Usually it's a collection of like-minded folks. Wait a minute. You're talking about a different topic. Okay, but let me see. What else are you saying? Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know the story. I'm just catching the back end. However, I do know some of the players. I don't know the story either. But this has absolutely nothing to do with any type of group. This has to do with videos that were made. So there's nothing about a group, something to say regarding this. This is YouTube cameras made a video. Okay, I'm finding a banner, Miss Toby. 1 second. Hey, Miss Toby.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Why you sound so down?
I'm tired. I'm tired. Um,
Well,
I was coming up here to say something about Joanna. I think it's a combination of both. I think that she messy, just like everybody else in the sector. But sometimes I think
mhm.
she forgets stuff too.
Okay, but just because she forgets stuff, she can just say, "Oh, I can't remember." But Joanna makes up stories, and she is, forceful in this is what happened, and you're lying when Joanna is making things up. See, I have no problem with someone being forgetful and saying the obvious. Oh, I can't remember. Let me think about it. Any of those things. But see, the problem comes in the lying and the doubling down and trying to insult your intelligence or sully your reputation, trying to prove that you're lying based upon these imaginary tales that she's telling to fill in the holes in her memory. You understand what I'm saying, Miss Toby?
Yeah. I mean, well, she is messy though. She
Oh, so
is
you think she?
messy.
So what you're saying is you think she's this is what she does? She's doing it on purpose to stir up mess.
I think sometimes she is messy, but sometimes I don't know. It's a combination. I think sometimes she forgets things, and then
Hold
sometimes
on,
I
Miss.
think that
Hold on 1 minute. Something, some things to say. Okay, stop verbally abusing those puppies. Some things to say. Exactly who are you speaking to? Okay, leave me alone. I said I came in. Some things to say. Um, uh, First of all, don't ever. I think you're talking to me when I said something about my dog. Something to say. I really hope that you're not serious because I've never seen you come in and talk like this. But I am not gonna. Okay. You can take my. Okay, I can't. You're right. I definitely can take your messages off the screen. I surely can do that for you. Okay, go ahead, Miss Toby. What else did you say? I'm sorry.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
I think it's a combination of she's messy, that sometimes she forgets things,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I think she believes what she's saying,
I,
and
okay.
then on some days she just might be lying. So it's all. I think it's all four.
It's just a combination of everything.
I think it's
She's
a yeah. I think
a
it's a combination of
hodgepodge of
everything.
bullshit. A hodgepodge of bullshit. Now that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what I think.
Okay.
I just don't like the fact that she'll go from platform to platform and say the same thing over again 20, 20 or 50 times and stuff. And everybody already heard the story already. And then sometimes this should switch up and add a little bit more to it. But you already told the story, Joanna. Stop going from channel to channel telling us the same thing.
Oh my gosh, she is exhausting. I mean, she goes from 0 to 100 like in 10 days, and she's just like the last 3 of the 10 days she's on every panel in everywhere talking, and then she's going to rehab, YouTube rehab. It is a real vicious cycle with her, and it's just exhausting with her. you know um but you hate to be lied on. I understand that people hate to be lied on, but it's like arguing with a crazy person.
Hmm.
Now, Now, how would you feel? Like, okay, I know you know, it's easy for you to sit down because you're not the one being lied on. You know, it's entertaining for some people, I guess, but it was a lot.
No, it's not entertaining to me when she goes from panel to panel telling the same story. It becomes exhausting.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, because at times I'll tell her, Joanna, you already said this. Joanna, why are you telling the same story over and over again? Joanna, get down, get off the panel, come back in the chat with us. I have told
Okay.
her that numerous times.
Now the beef sector says also she doesn't sleep, which can also cause memory issues. Okay, so her memory issues are not gonna be my issues. Fuck Joanna. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's what I said when this started, but nobody listened to me, kissing to me. I know you said listen to me. Now listen. Somebody reminded me about something. Has anybody seen crazy Rhonda, or heard from Rhonda? I haven't. I was thinking about that yesterday. What's her name? Rhonda with
Miss
Mousy.
Rhonda. Yeah, Miss
Yeah.
Rhonda.
Have you
I
guys heard from
I
Rhonda?
seen her I seen her a couple weeks ago.
I have her blocked. I don't know why I'm asking, have you guys seen it? But, I usually hear people talking to her or about her or around her. I was just making sure the old biddy was still kicking, so I
Yeah,
don't wish nothing bad on her. I just want to hear her talk. So thank you, Miss Toby. Yeah, but Joanna makes me sick. I don't wish her no will either. But I am so sick of Joanna. So
UTK, but
anything else?
sometimes Miss
Go ahead.
Rhonda takes breaks. She'll
Okay.
Yeah, she takes breaks sometimes, and then one day she'll show up just talking a whole bunch of shit. The same old, calling people bitches and saying that we crazy over here. I'm like,
Yeah, she got to get away from the B sector people and all of that.
yeah, yeah.
Now, now this Tracy and Jay Wilson thing. This is my last topic because I'm gonna get out of here in about I got about 10 more minutes. This Tracy and Jay Wilson thing. Now, do you think I was I was about to say I was surprised, but I'm not surprised though.
Why are you surprised?
I said I was about to say it, but then I couldn't even say it. I'm not surprised because Jay Wilson is an ingrate. He is an absolute ingrate, and for him to just go, to keep picking him, and I don't like Tracy, and I don't want to sound like I'm defending Tracy, but Jay Wilson is wrong in this aspect for all intended purposes. When they had Mark's information on the ropes, and he was nervous that Mark was going to be doxxed out here, and I do not approve of doxing. But who did he run to? He ran to
Tracy.
Tracy,
He
and
ran to
Tracy
Tracy.
helped. Yes, and Tracy was the one who helped him. And now let's not forget that he said, it was either last week or the week before last, that he had lunch with Stomp Down. And we all know that
What?
Stomp Down. Oh yes, you didn't know that? It
I
was
thought
last.
that was. I heard about it, but I just thought that was a rumor or someone was
No,
just
no,
lying about it. Let me tell you something, Tracy. He is
no, no,
not your
no,
friend or an associate. Stay away from that motherfucker. He means no harm for you. He don't give a
no.
fuck about you.
Yeah, that's true. I heard him say that, and I rarely listen to Jay Wilson. I rarely go over there, and he talked about the lunch that he and Stomp Down had, and I was just like, wow. Now this is when he and Tracy were, still supposed to be cool, and I'm just like, well, how is Tracy gonna sit here with this dude, knowing that Stomp Down has, allegedly walked around her building and all these types of things, and he's sitting up there talking about, and you done helped him out in a jam, and then he's sitting down here talking about, he had lunch with the person. Like, did you give Stump Down information to Tracy? She gave information to help you. Are you giving information to help her? That's the logical question here. Like, one, one good deserves another, or something. But he just put that out there, and I think that he was trying to push Tracy in this direction. Like it was unnecessary for him to even say that. I don't get it. What do you think?
So my thing is, this man actually went to Tracy's apartment complex, went inside her building, correct, and act like he was gonna knock on her door, right?
Up to a door, up to
Up
an
to
actual
up to an
unit.
actual door. We don't know if it was her door, but it's a possibility. But he did go to her apartment complex and he videotaped this up. But you're gonna sit down and you're gonna have a conversation with him, and more or less, that's more or less just stalking her. You're coming to my apartment complex, look, like to start trouble. You're gonna sit down and break bread with this man, and you call me, we have a YouTube ship. No, that man means no. Look, I never forgave him when he claimed that he didn't show nobody where the fuck Tracy live at. You show Five Babe and that woman where Tracy live at. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. You showed them
And
that.
the video came out of them driving in two separate cars and his hand out the window, and you could hear him. You saw him pointing and you could hear him over the phone because he was in the car in front of Five Babe Nim, and they had him on the phone, and you see his hand all pointing. That's it right there. Look at all them mops on them balcony. Ooh, hey, let's make a right turn here and turn around and let's go see the back. We heard this, we saw this. He acted
Hmm.
as if it was a tourist attraction. But we're yeah, Jay
Yeah.
Wilson is
He, he,
dirty,
he,
dirty, dirty.
he's a piece of work. You women around here so busy, calling women male identified. Jay Wilson is the definition of male identified. He don't like us, in my
No,
opinion. He don't like women. He
and,
don't like us.
yeah, and I think that the fact that he says that these straight men around here, I agree. I heard so many people say, it seems like he's mad that Tracy maybe taking one or two many straight men from around here, because we know he liked to peruse for his man on different apps and things like that. So maybe he's upset that Tracy is making it a little harder for him to pick up a little strange somewhere. Because what do you care about what a straight woman's doing? Because you're not doing anything, with a straight woman. So why do you care how many people Tracy has? Leave Tracy alone. We need more content. We need to see more trips, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
You said, so you just basically say you just want him to leave Tracy alone because you want more content and more trips.
Yeah, Tracy's living her best life. Tracy is living a better life, it seems, than Jay Wilson is, with all his degrees and all this stuff. Tracy taking trips, is like living free and easy. Allegedly, she's screwing the trainer, all types of things. I think he's mad that he's on Ozempic and Tracy's riding her trainer's dick, and she's getting in shape that way. I think that he's jealous of Tracy. That's what I think.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he always there. He literally
Yeah.
been trying to kick Tracy in her back all the time.
Yeah. And for him to okay, this is my final thing on in all seriousness about this.
Okay.
For him to say that yeah, it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what people say. I heard her talking about me a while back. She said some things a while back. Okay, was that while back before you went to her and asked her for help, that she did give you, that did help you? So now you're going to talk about you heard her saying things, the things that she said a while back, to reasoning, as a reasoning for him for being the type of person that he is towards her. And I ain't worried about these people. Y'all can worry about these people, but I'm not that invested. But yeah, it's just too much. It's like really too much. And this is supposed to be a man of God. This is supposed to be someone with an education. This is someone who's supposed to uh like care about their fellow man, but it just seems like he really wants to like mush her face in a pile of hot warm dog poo. You know, I don't like the way he's treating
Let
her.
me ask you a question. Do you think that he deep down inside has issues with her because Tracy knew who Mark was? Remember, she knew Mark before anybody in the streets knew who Mark was.
And I
Is he
think that
is he threatened by that?
he said the other day, she didn't, why I'm mad? She ain't had him. Why would I be mad? She ain't never had him. Are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that? Could that be something that threatens you? I think the simple fact that Tracy came out and told all of YouTube that that little, yeah, and I don't even think she meant it in a way to make it seem like it was a bad thing. She if she wanted to make it seem like a bad thing, she could have told a lie and said, "Yeah, I invited him to a concert and he we went out and we had a good time. He didn't bring me home until the morning and I had my drawers around my head after I got home." You know, she didn't do any of that. She just said that friends were going to a concert and they asked him did he want to join them. And Jay Wilson is all out of sorts with that. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, he is so insecure. It's really sad.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I always thought that he was somewhat insecure with his sexuality. That's
Oh,
just my opinion.
okay. I'm so glad you said that. Okay, we definitely have. Okay, okay. Okay, Jay Wilson act like it was his first. I believe it was. I do believe it was his first boyfriend. And I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not trying to be facetious. I do
His first
believe
look,
that
Ronnie
Mark was
Q, his
not
first
his
boyfriend, but not necessarily his first encounter with a man.
not his first encounter, not his first piece of peen. I think that this was his first boyfriend. I do believe that. And I'm not trying to be facetious. I believe we know that Jay Wilson is good for traveling an old piece of trade, but I think that that was his real first boyfriend. Okay, stay away from the person like Jay Wilson. Any person who claims to be a pastor but is living very much unchristian like lifestyle turns me off completely. Okay, so speaking of Jay Wilson, okay, I have anniversary game. I'm a little late for this anniversary, but Miss Toby, would you like to play?
Okay, we could play.
Okay, I need one more person to hit the link. I am going to donate a cash app to whoever gets this answer. It's a number answer. Whoever is closest to the right number, I will cash app you a prize. Okay?
Okay,
So somebody hit the link who's willing to play with Miss Toby, and I already have the answer already. So somebody hit the link. Anybody. It's the link is pinned. Good morning, Miss Coffee. How are you? Good to see you, Hood Scriptures. Thank you for being here. Miss Diva too. Okay, they both bottom of the barrel feeder. They shade each other, so they both get what they get. Thank you. Good way of looking at it. All y'all stop lying. Good morning. All y'all stop lying. Oh, Rebel's messy son. Good person to come up for this challenge. Good morning, Rebel son. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Hey, Miss Toby. Good morning.
hey, hey, good morning.
Now, Rebel, are you coming up for the game or did you have anything you wanted to add? Let me know.
Well, I was listen. If somebody else wanted to come up that wasn't a content creator, I could take a seat back. But I just wanted to contribute to the game.
Okay, I have three people up here. I think this game is going to be broad enough so I can get this third person in on here too. Taylor, how are you doing?
Hey, Ronica.
Hi, you came up to play the game?
I sure did.
Okay. So, so we had a lot of things that went on in the beef sector. And one of these things was a grand announcement. And we're talking about Jay Wilson. So, can it I need a date. When was the date that Jay Wilson came out breathless and let the beef sector know that he was bisexual and he's a top?
The
Ooh,
date?
that's hard. That's
Oh,
hard.
that's a hard
Okay.
one. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
You,
Okay. The
you
person who gets
want the
closest to
oh
the date,
closest? Okay.
closest,
Oh my
closest.
God.
It's a
Oh,
distinct date. I have the clip ready and loaded.
Can,
Uh,
can we get a season?
winter, winter. The season was
Oh,
winter.
Okay.
oh my goodness.
I can I go first?
Yes.
Okay, so since you said winter, I'm gonna say December the 23rd.
What year?
Oh, I gotta get a year.
A,
Shit. God
a
damn.
date.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I gotta go back because I've been here for 4 years. So I'm gonna say 2019.
Okay. Okay. Who want to go next?
okay. I'm gonna say 2019. Oh, July.
It's in the winter.
It's
Oh,
in the
he said
So I'm
July.
winter.
saying, okay. No, you said December. I'm gonna say November. 2018 November.
Okay.
Okay,
And
and I'm gonna say January of 2018. January 17th, 2018.
okay.
Who's close?
2018.
Yeah,
2018.
yeah.
Okay. So here is the drum roll for that answer. Let me find the answer. Is this the answer? Nope, that ain't the answer. Hold on. Let me find the drum roll for that answer. I have the answer right here. Let me remove this comment and I got the answer right here. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Breaking news reporting live from the YouTube streets. Sister Wilson has finally come out of the closet after 50 years. February 17th, 2019. That will make Miss Toby our
Oh,
Yes,
winner.
yes, yes.
dang.
Oh my God, yes. You know I'm competitive, Ronnie Key. Yes.
Miss Toby,
Dang, I
write
thought
your
it would have been
cash
earlier
app
than
in the
that.
back. No,
Okay.
he hung
Come
in there
on
for a
now.
good little while. Look at Cruiser talking about nope, nope, nope. Oh, I guess talking about the year. Wait a minute. Off 1 year. Who's off 1 year?
I was
Okay.
off 1 year.
Okay. Yeah, you would have gotten it. I was like, oh, she just missed it. Okay. Miss Toby, write your cash app in the back.
Oh, I thought you had my cash app already.
Oh, I may. Oh, let me see. You're right. Okay, let me find you. Okay, Rebel Son, did you want to add anything else to
Dang.
Miss Toby's shady game? Thank you for coming up,
Okay,
Taylor.
see y'all later.
Well,
No,
okay.
You
I'm gonna go back in the bushes, but just baby, I'm getting a kiki this morning.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we're
I
gonna have
don't
to
know.
join bank accounts, Miss Toby, since we're an item. We're gonna have to join bank accounts so that coins can come here as well. Okay, bye.
Oh, Miss Toby.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Can you? Yeah, you write it in the back because I readily don't see it. Uh,
Okay.
I want to know what it starts with, and I can probably get to it quicker once I start manually putting it in.
Okay.
Okay.
I put it in the bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me. Okay, I got it. Hold on one second. All right. So, that's what I got for you guys today. Any last words you want to say about any of the topics that I did today, Miss Toby?
No, I have to red ball back to the beginning because I came in late. So I have to red ball and see what you and K Fit were talking about.
Oh, you were late, huh? Oh, cruise is coming up. Hold on one second. Let me get Miss
Yeah, I was
Cruiser
late,
up
Roddy
here.
Key. Why you say it like that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cruiser,
Yes, good morning. Another good show. Good morning, y'all.
thank you. Thank
So,
you.
I got to reenact. Y'all, I just come here to tell y'all I'm bisexual. I'm a top. I never shared it before because it's really nobody's business. The reason why I'm sharing it now is because it's come to my attention that somebody's trying to blackmail me. And that was how it came out. February 17th, 2019.
Right, right, right. Now, Miss Tubby, let me know when you get that. Now, Miss Cruiser, exactly why did he find the need to come and tell us this on February? Do you remember that? Why he felt the need to tell the YouTube streets that
Because Wiley was catfishing him. Must have been, I don't know how long he was, but Wiley was putting out, him and Wiley got into it as they always did. And Wiley could always get them. And Wiley was putting out pictures that said that's where the whole shrimp ping come from, saying that he was, sending Jay Wilson this picture of this really good looking man. And Jay Wilson was like, I don't remember you. Who are you? He was like, you don't remember me? We talked before. And so he was like, well, it's the catfish, the guy Wiley was acting like was saying, well, can I come over there? You can give me fellatio. And
what
and
he say? Wait a minute, you can't tell the good part. You know my part in this story. Go on up to
I
that
got it,
part.
Ronald
And
Key. I got it just in case. I got it.
okay, all right. Now
then
he
Go ahead.
said,
so then he said so they went on talking and everything. So then Jay Wilson agreed to the guy coming over. He said uh what did he say? Bring the lube. I got the
"That's my
bring.
part of the story, Miss Tommy." I mean, Miss Cruiser,
So you got to
bring the
fill me in.
lube.
I just remember the announcement, but I remember it was Wiley, and I remember it was a guy, and I remember the guy asked Jay Wilson to give him fellatio, give me some head. I come over there, and I remember bring the lube, but you got to fill in the rest.
Yeah, that's just my part. I always say bring the lube. I can hear Jay Wilson saying bring the lube. He didn't ask for much else other than lube. But he's a top.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
so thank you, ladies. Go
He
ahead.
didn't ask. He didn't tell him to bring the condoms. He just told him to bring the lube.
He just told him to bring the lube, Miss Toby.
Uh, I have a question. That's- I think the guy. I think my guy is here looking at my roof because I hear somebody on top of my roof. I have a question. I didn't understand why. Why tell someone that you're a top? What business is that? Who cares?
He
Because
he
I
was he didn't want to come right out and just say, most people would just said they were gay, but he had to say he was bisexual and that he was a top. And to this day, he always say that. Uh, just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was like that ain't his ministry, meaning that he was a bottom and that he would ever take. He always make it plain that he's a giver. He's the one that give the pain. He don't take the pain.
listen, let me tell you something. I think it's a lot of church shame. I think it's a lot of I think that he has is living through a lot of that, so it makes him uncomfortable with coming out and saying, that he is more effeminate than I think that it may be a lot of issues with him being an effeminate person. So I think that he thinks that being a bottom is very feminine. So he
But
wants
that's a
to
but
make
that's
himself
a
be masculine.
stereotype. But that's a
Yeah.
stereotype. I know plenty of thug and I'm telling you y'all, thug street ninjas that are bottoms. So that's a stereotype.
And listen, if you like pain, like I like pain, I like it in every way. If there's no shameful way to like it, what difference does it make if you take it this way, you take it that way, and you take it up top, you take it to the bottom, or you take it in your hand, you take it, if you like pain, you like pain. If you like men, you like men. So yeah, I always wonder with and you only see gay men do this. You don't see other heterosexual women or lesbian. You only see gay men do this. Have to say which part they like, and I've never understood that either.
Right. So I just that's just my opinion on it. Since he was the late age that he was to admit something that most of us really kind of knew anyway. I think that he had a lot of shame behind living a life out. And I wonder, did he really live his life? He probably kept to himself for the most part. I know that uh, it doesn't appear that he has that many friends, but it seems like he is, has a lot of church friends, and we know like a lot of it, a lot of people, do the wink and the nod at the choir director and things like that because even in most black churches, they don't say too much if the choir director is effeminate as long as they train that choir up good. So I don't know if he lived it. And they made a good point that he was working at that religious institution when they called somebody called his job and he had to leave because he was was a gay male, and that was one of the
Wow.
reasons. What do you think about that? Somebody's in the back. That's Rebel again. Rebels may be able to let us in on some more of this. So, hey, Rebel, what's going on?
Okay. Now we talking, but hey, I wanted to
Hey,
add to the
boo.
conversation Miss Toby was saying, as far as there are a lot of very feminine people that are bottoms, I mean tops, and hell, there are
Mhm.
trans women that are, I'm not trans. Well, there are people that dress up and may be trans, yeah, and they may be tops. Um, I've experienced that. And there are guys that could be really masculine that are straight up bottoms.
And look at Flame Monroe. Flame Monroe is dresses very feminine, but he still has his male parts, and he
Yeah,
last I heard he was in a relationship with a female.
Yeah,
she
So
is
he's not his
Madison.
biological
but
kid.
yeah, but Flame like stud looking women.
So
Why y'all say?
he's still using his apparatus, and
Yeah,
he still is
he's still
effeminate.
using he's still using his penis. But from my understanding, I believe the children, the mother. I think he has two baby mothers. I think they both studs, if I'm not mistaken.
I've seen
Mm.
that.
but
Yeah, they look like
but
studs. Yeah,
now
they.
now is Flame has he ever discussed being with the same sex person, or is he strictly consider himself heterosexual? I'm not sure.
No, he's not heterosexual, but he's very sexually ambiguous as far as
Mhm.
he's
Okay.
open to all types.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then some people have an agreement that they get with a friend because they want their own child, so they'll get with a friend and say, "Will you carry my baby?" So they don't have to pay all those
No.
hefty
Mm-mm.
costs.
No,
So I wasn't
Flame.
sure.
No. Mm-mm. Flame was in love with these women.
Hmm.
If you ever hear Flame talk about, yeah, Flame was in love, and so happened it was a stud. Yeah.
Okay.
And Ronnie Q, I was in a lesbian relationship when I was in high school.
You and Tracy?
No, Tracy too masculine for me. But I I was with, girls, and I don't think I'm the most masculine guy, but I didn't really know how to what I identified as. Then I went through a lesbian stage. Then I miss Cruz and the rest of the ladies over here because I was a teenager several years ago, and that's when I say I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
Several years ago, just a few years ago. I
Just a few
understand.
years, like between 2 and 15 years ago.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for having the conversation with me. I have run over my 10 minutes. I hate to rush you, but it's not too often that I get a panel with a good discussion, but I have to run. So
That's okay. Kick us off.
I
You always kick us out. You
I
always
have
kick us
Listen,
out.
You
I
we'll
have
sound
pick
like
it
a
up at
pizza.
another
You
time, I'm
sound like a
sure.
piece of mine. Just kicking you
yeah.
out after they got this your goods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'll be here all week. I'll be here all week. So
And
come back and see
like I said, I'm
me.
sure we'll pick this up again.
Oh yes.
And Miss
All
Mhm.
right.
Cruiser, Miss Cruiser, watch where you go before you go to another straight man's panel. Ask my permission, baby. Okay?
I am. I'm gonna do better by you, Rebel.
Okay, good
You
sis.
ain't captivating TV. I got to do better.
Thank
But
you.
what
I
do y'all
appreciate it.
think about Jay Wilson outing what is his name?
St. James, that was
What is his
awful.
name? St. James. That was that yeah, and that was beyond the pale. How would he
And
feel
let
if
me.
someone well, go ahead.
I'm glad you brought that up because this is very important. Um, he out him because St. James never said he was gay. To this day, he don't say he's gay.
But
Mm.
So
he thinks Cruiser fell off. Oh, Miss Tubby fell off.
yeah,
Even if St. James ain't never said he's gay, it still doesn't take back the fact that as a gay person, Jay Wilson just willy-nilly outed him. I understand what you're saying. The man ain't
well,
never
yeah,
said
I'm
he was
just
gay in the first
correcting. I'm not saying it's
place.
not bad. I'm just saying that he, is outing them if they are.
And
I
that's a big no-no in the community. We don't do people like that's just
yeah.
outing.
Yeah,
That's frowned upon. Definitely.
And he's done
yeah.
it a few times. One time he just said, St. James got a daughter, but he such and such such. That's the first time I cringed. And then he did it again. It's
Hmm.
like this man, just like Jay Wilson didn't want to tell his sexual orientation back in 2019, and that was his right. Then he didn't like it, but yet he's doing it to other people.
Right. Yeah, I think that Jay Wilson really needs to do unto others as he would have others to do unto him. He really
Uh-huh.
needs to he really needs to practice this Bible that he seems to have gotten so far away from. There's more to church than music. So thank you guys for coming up. I greatly appreciate you guys.
You're
If my
welcome.
mods can drop
Thank
Miss
you.
Cruiser's channel in my
Have a
chat
good day,
and
y'all.
Rebel Son channel. All right, you too. Now, Rebel
All
Son,
right.
he's working on his koi pond for the
Yeah.
winter, and he's doing a lot of outdoor landscape work. If you guys are interested in that type of content, go over to Rebel Son's page.
And I'm half dressed.
Just write something. And what?
And I'm half dressed, so you get a little candy to look at. But I'm gonna go and drop out, Ruddy Q. I'll be in
Hello,
the bushes.
hello. Thank God you building a pond, because when I pass out, I can just pass out in the water and cool off. I tell you, Rebel Sun is a mess. All right, guys. I appreciate you all for being here. Uh, you 21 too? Girl, I'm 18. Y'all old. Y'all some old hoes. All right. Thank you guys for coming out. Don't forget my perfect pet competition is June 8th. That is on a Saturday. It's at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. That would be 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Central Time. And I have a flyer on my wall June 8th at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. All right, guys, we out of here. And I'm going to go run and do a little something, and then I'm going to be over at King Roman News. I may see some of you guys over there. All right, have a good day. Bye bye.